All right, let's bring in our panel. Michael Starr Hopkins, Democratic strategist and contributor for The Hill. Jennifer Grossman, former speechwriter for George H.W. Bush and now CEO of the Atlas Society. Great to have you both. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Michael, Chris Steyerwalt, Fox News politics editor, always has a way with words. He described this as tribe over truth. Fair?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is. This is exactly why people hate politics and hate politicians, because everything's been weaponized at this point, whether it be sexual assault, whether it be the special prosecutor, everything's become political. And, you know, I don't have kids yet, but one day I want to have kids and raise them in a world where they feel like their opinions are going to be valued and they're not going to be harassed. And the tone and tenor of this country right now is just, it's really gotten disgusting.
Jennifer, it was asked during the McCarthy hearings famously, at long last, have you no decency? Have we lost that sense of right and wrong in America? Because it seems as though there's no shame anymore in hypocrisy.
Unfortunately, that does appear to be the case. And I agree with Michael. I don't think we should be evaluating this as Republicans or Democrats, but as mothers and daughters and sisters and fathers and brothers.
Fair to agree with him, but why are we? Why does it suddenly seem okay to evaluate it solely through a partisan lens?
I think that's always been around. I mean, don't forget when you had Bill Clinton, that was voted. There was no Democrats at that time calling for him to resign. So I don't think it's changed. I think that things have gotten a little bit more partisan. But I do think I have a solution, which is that neither Moore nor Franken need to resign, because frankly, I think that resigning would be too good for them. I don't want them to step down. I'd like to see them taken down. But instead of doing that, I think that we have a third-party moment. And the third party can be the perverts party. And that way, Moore and Franken don't have to step down. They can just change their party affiliation.
Run that ticket. Okay, well, we'll see if any of them are listening. This is a new one. I had not heard that yet. I want to get, though, to what you were saying vis-a-vis the Clintons. This is what Kristen Gillibrand had to say yesterday. Take a listen, then I'll get your reaction.
Is it your view that President Clinton should have stepped down at that time, given the allegations?
Yes, I think that is the appropriate response, but I think things have changed today, and I think under those circumstances, there should be a very different reaction.
All right, Michael, she has since either amended or clarified her words to say that she believes that if the allegations against Clinton were made now, then he should step down. Although she didn't seem to have any issue with the Clintons 9 months ago when she was campaigning with them and extolling their virtues. So what gives?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is kind of exactly what you're talking about. You know, I'll let Kristen Gillibrand relitigate the whole Clinton era. But what I will say is if a Democrat does something wrong, if a Republican does something wrong, it doesn't matter what party you're part of. We need to hold people accountable. And we've lost this idea of faith in government and institutions because of this kind of behavior. And so I think more than anything else, more than, you know, the Russia investigation, more than anything else, over the holiday season, we need to take some time and think about who we are as Americans, what we value, what we believe in, because Donald Trump won't always be the president. There will be a Democrat at some point, and this has to be bigger than party politics. This has to be about who we're about.
Okay, fair.
Well,
Jennifer, I was going to ask you, okay, but who is going to take the first step? Because it seems as though when anybody inserts any decency, they pay an enormous price for it.
I think that both parties need to think not just in terms of the short-term political gain, but they need to think about the long term. And frankly, I think it's kind of a silver lining if all of this causes Americans to lose faith in government. Why should they have faith in government to begin with? And I also think it's positive that we're increasing the social penalties for men to behave as pigs. I think it's positive, although I do think that rather than just having a Me Too approach to this, we should be talking about what women can do themselves to take responsibility and help to prevent this from happening and deal with it when it happens and move beyond it when it happens.
Yeah, I will say I agree with you on that. The fact that this conversation has now become national, I think that's a good thing for the country. And I think that as we move forward, women are going to be a lot more open to speaking about this, and hopefully men will be a lot more responsible and exhibit some self-control and basic humanity.
Well, we can all hope. It's the season for it. Jennifer, Michael, we appreciate you guys being here. Thanks so much.